guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Kaylee. In today's video, I'll be testing the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. I've heard really good things about this foundation, so I'm curious to see how it holds up throughout the day. I'm gonna do a first impressions and a maybe 8 to 10 hour wear test. So if that is something that interests you, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to be testing the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation in the color 2N. So this might be a little bit too light for me right now. I am a little bit fake tanned. This is more my color when I'm not fake tanned, so may end up looking a little too light, but that's okay. I wanted to get the color that actually matches my skin tone, so we'll give it a go anyways. But I've already gone ahead and prepped my skin the way I always do. I don't usually use a primer. I usually just use my sunscreen as my primer. I use the Hero Super Shield SPF, so I've already gone ahead and put that on and let it sit for around 5 minutes. So now I'm ready to test out the foundation. It's definitely a little too light right now, but that's okay. So I'm gonna use my Real Technique sponge for this. Actually going to add some of my darker foundation. So usually when I am fake tan, I mix this foundation with my lighter foundation. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color 332. So I usually mix this with my lighter foundation anyway. So I may as well go ahead and see how they mix together to see if the combination works well. And just so I don't look too crazy with my white face. I usually only put a little bit in there, so we'll still be able to see how the Makeup by Mario foundation holds up. Okay, so there's a layer of foundation without anything else on. So I did a pretty thin layer. I feel like it's definitely buildable. Because yeah, even with a light layer, I feel like it's given pretty decent coverage. Definitely has added like a bit of a skin-like glow to my skin as well, I feel like. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna do everything the same as what I always do. I have heard that it's better not to powder this foundation. It looks better without powder apparently, but I don't know how I feel about not powdering my face. I feel like I usually need to powder my face, otherwise my makeup moves around a little too much. So I don't know, I'll see how it sets down after a few minutes and see if I feel like I need it or not. But this is what it's looking like so far. Pretty good coverage, and the color actually ended up not being too bad. It's like a little bit lighter, but after some bronzer and stuff, I feel like I could definitely darken it up a little bit. But yeah, this is what it's looking like now, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. Okay, here is my finished look. I think I actually really like this foundation. I actually like what it looks like on my skin. My big test is always like here and my forehead. My foundation tends to separate there, and I have really big pores here. So some foundations tend to accentuate my my pores and texture. So that's always like the test for me. And as of right now, like it looks pretty nice. I did end up using powder. I'm glad I did, because even with powder, like it still has a glow and it's a little bit tacky still. I don't think I could not use powder. And also foundations on my skin tend to, like, after say like an hour, they like dry down on my skin and feel less sticky and tacky. So I'm curious to see how it feels on my skin after like an hour or so, if my skin ends up like soaking in the dewiness, or if it's like gonna stay like this the whole day. So that'll be another test for me. But yeah, as of right now, I like how it looks on my face, and with the rest of my makeup, I think it turned out really nice. I'll check in maybe like 4 hours. It's 11 a.m. right now, so maybe I'll check back in around like 3 or 4, see how it's looking then, and then I'll do one like at the end of the night and see how it held up through the whole day. So as of right now, it gets a thumbs up. Okay, it's been about 5 hours since I put on this makeup, and this is how it's looking. I think it's holding up pretty well. It definitely dried down on my face, which I'm happy about. I was worried it was gonna stay like a bit greasy and like tacky, I do have drier skin though, so that is probably why foundations usually do dry down on my face. But maybe if you have oilier skin, you might not like that, because it might end up staying like greasy and tacky. But it definitely dried down on my face and doesn't feel tacky at all, and it's holding up pretty well. Like, still looks really nice, and it's been on for 5 hours. So yeah, so far so good. Okay guys, it is about 8:30 p.m. so my makeup's been on for I think like 9.5 hours now. So the whole day, basically, this is how long I would probably have it on if I was going to work or going out for the day. So yeah, it's been on for a really long time, and this is what we're looking at. Hopefully you can see in the lighting, it's like started to get dark really early. I don't know if it's if it's because it's cloudy outside, or if it's just like starting to get dark earlier here now. So the lighting's a little weird, so hopefully you can actually see with this lighting. But here's what we're looking like. I think it held up really well. I'm really impressed with this foundation, and I feel like it definitely lived up to the hype. I also feel like it just got better as the day went on. Like, as I said, it felt a little greasy and looked a little too dewy when I first put it on, but as the day went on, I feel like my skin kind of like sucked it in a little bit and kind of dried it out, but not in a bad way. It just kind of, I don't know, like meshed with my skin over time or something like that. But yeah, like I really like what it looks like. Definitely is worth the money. So yeah, this could definitely become like a new favorite. I'm super impressed with it, and it's definitely worth the hype. So if you've been thinking of getting this foundation, I highly recommend it. I don't know if you'd love it if you do have oily skin. I'm not really sure how it would hold up, especially when it does look super dewy when you first put it on. It might not end up looking great by the end of the day if you do have oily skin, but if you have like normal to drier skin, I would say you would probably really like this foundation. So yeah, I give it 5 stars. Definitely worth the money, and if you've been thinking of buying it, I think you should. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me test out this viral foundation. I would love to do more videos like this where I test different products, whether it's foundations or sunscreens, whatever it is. So let me know if that's something that you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!